This lesson is all about ordering numbers from lowest to highest. Now this is a really important skill, and if you're logged in you can scroll down to the bottom of this page and see a really interesting video and article about how animals can actually count or at least order numbers to an extent, including chickens just a few days old. What we're doing in this lesson is just ordering integers, so those are the counting numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on, but also the negative numbers. They also count as integers, -1, -2, -3 and so on. We're not going to look at decimals or fractions in this particular lesson. Question 1 is a fairly easy one. We're dealing with positive numbers and most of them have got different numbers of digits. So that's a really quick way of putting numbers in order first of all. So looking at these, the one with the fewest digits is the number 4. That is the smallest number. It's only got units, 4 units. So we've dealt with that one. Going up, we've then got two two-digit numbers, 81 and 20. So those two are going to be our next two in the list, but we have to work out what the correct order is. So I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap. Then we can see that we've only got one three-digit number, so that's in the hundreds. It's 293, so that's going to go over there. And the last number is 4 digits, so that is our biggest number. It's the only number that's got into the thousands. It's 5,800, so that goes last. Now, we've got to put in these numbers here, 20 and 81. When they've both got the same number of digits, what we've got to do first of all is compare the largest place value column and see if there's a difference. So in this case, we want to compare the tens columns. That's the largest place value column in each case. 20 has only got 2 tens, whereas 81 has got 8 tens. So 20 is smaller, 81 is bigger, which means 20 goes there and 81 goes there. So this is our list of numbers in order from smallest to largest. Here's question 2. We've got 4 numbers to put in order. Now again, a good first step is, when you've got all positive numbers like this, is just to consider how many digits each one has got. There's only one 2-digit number here and nothing has got fewer than 2 digits. So that is clearly our smallest number, 53. Next we've got 2 3-digit numbers and finally a 4-digit number. So 2,510 is the only number that's over 1,000. It's got into the thousands. So that is our biggest number, so I'm going to put that on the end. Here we've got 3-digit numbers and we've got to compare those. Now if you remember what we did in question 1, we looked at the biggest place value columns when we're comparing numbers. In this case, they've both got a 5 in the hundreds column. So just by looking at the first number, the first digit, I can't tell which is bigger. So I've got to move on to the next place value column, in this case the tens column. Now I can see here that 512 has only got 1 10, whereas 521 has got 2 tens. So 512 is the smaller number, which means it goes there, and 521 is the larger number, which means it goes there. So this is my ordered list of numbers for question 2. Question 3 is getting a little tricky now because we've got negative numbers involved. Now, if you're not sure about these, the best thing to do is to sketch a number line. So that's really straightforward. It's a number line, it's just a straight line going from low to high or high to low if you're going top to bottom. We've got 0 there on our number line. Everything above 0 is going to be positive, everything below 0 is going to be negative. Now let's just take each of these numbers in turn. We've got -8, that's going to be 8 steps below the number line. So -8 would belong somewhere there. We've got our 0, let's think about -17. Now 17 is a 2-digit number, which makes it bigger than 8. So 17 steps below is further below than 8 steps below. So -17 would be somewhere down here. It's further below. -3 is only 3 steps below 0, and that is not as far down as 8 steps below 0, or negative 8. So negative 3 is a greater number than negative 8. Negative 24 is 24 steps below 0. Now, if you ignore the minus signs, you'll see that 24 is a bigger number than 17. So we're going more steps, a greater number of steps below 0. So minus 24 is going to be further down, somewhere down there. So if we're putting these numbers in order from lowest to highest, we're going to start with negative 24, then negative 17, then up to negative 8, up to negative 3, and finally 0. In question 4, we've got a mix of positive and negative numbers. Again, it helps to think of a number line like this. I've got 0 in the middle, and I know that my negative numbers are going to be below 0. I've got 3 negative numbers, negative 6, negative 9, and negative 5. And what I want to do is think about how far below 0 each one is. Negative 6 is going to be 6 steps below 0, so it's going to be somewhere, let's say, there. Negative 9 is 9 steps below 0. Now, 9 steps is further down than 6 steps. So negative 9 is going to be below negative 6. For negative 5, we want to be 5 steps below 0. Now, 5 steps isn't as far down as 6 steps. So we're not going to get as low as negative 6. So negative 5 is going to be there. So we've got our negative numbers in order now up to 0. And then we've got the positive numbers to look at. And they're all single digit numbers. So that's pretty easy to see that we've got 3, 6, and 7. We're just comparing units here. Now, 0 wasn't actually in our list. So we just need to remember not to include this when we're putting the numbers in order from lowest to highest. So from lowest to highest, we've got negative 9, negative 6, negative 5, 3, 6, and 7. In question 5, we have to order these numbers. Again, we've got a mix of positive and negative numbers. So let's look at the negative numbers first. They are our lowest numbers. So we've got to put those 3 in order first of all. Now, remember how the number line works. There's your 0, and your numbers get more negative as you go down. So, the most negative of these are going to be the ones with 3 digits. How do we decide which is more negative out of minus 235 and minus 240? Well, let's look at the first place value column. They've both got minus 200s. So we can't tell the difference looking at that column. We can tell though by comparing the second column that minus 240 is lower down our number line. It's got minus 4 tens as opposed to minus 3 tens. So minus 240 is way down here on the number line. It's 240 steps below 0. Minus 235 is not as far below 0. It's only 235 steps below. Minus 24 is only 24 steps below, so it's a lot closer to 0 like that. But it's still below because it's a negative number. So in order from lowest to highest, we've got minus 240, then we've got minus 235, then we've got minus 24, and then we've got these two numbers here, our positive numbers. We've got to make sure we get them in the right order. They're both 3-digit numbers, so let's compare the place value columns. In the first place, they're both a 2. They've both got 200s. So we can't tell just by looking at that which is bigger. So we need to move to the next place value column, the tens column. They've both got a 3 in there. So they've both got 200s and 3 tens. We still can't tell which is bigger. So we've got to go to the next place value column. And this one has only got 1 unit, whereas this number has got 5 units. So that means 231 is smaller than 235. So this is our list of numbers in order from smallest to largest, lowest to highest. In question 6, we have got to fill in the gaps using the correct symbol. Now, this symbol here means greater than, and this one here means less than. So let's take a look at the first one. In question 6, we've got to fill in the gaps using the correct symbol, either the greater than symbol or the less than symbol. Now, using what we've learned, we know that 345 is less than 347. So this is the symbol we want to use. One way people like to remember this is that we've got 1 point on this end of the symbol and 2 on the other. So the bigger number goes where you've got 2 of the points. The smaller number goes where you've got 1 point. So 345 is less than 347. In the next case, we've got to fill in the symbol between 3 and -4. Now we've got a positive number and a negative number, and we know from our number line that the negative numbers are below. So -4 has to be below 3, that's the lower number, so that's going to get the 1 point, 3 is going to get the 2 points, so this is the symbol we want. 3 is greater than -4. Finally, we've got to compare -8 with -7. Now these are both negative numbers, which means they're both below 0 on our number line. Now -8 is 8 steps below, -7 is only 7 steps below, so it's not as far down. So the lower number is -8, which means that gets 1 point and the -7 gets the 2 points, and the symbol we want then is this one here. That is, -8 is less than -7.